The Battle of Ia Drang in November 1965 stands as a pivotal event in the Vietnam War, marking the first major engagement between the United States Army and the North Vietnamese Army, NVA. It unfolded in the remote Ia Drang Valley of South Vietnam and encompassed two significant clashes known as the Battle of Landing Zone X-Ray and the Battle of Landing Zone Albany. This crucial chapter in the war occurred within the broader context of Operation Silver Bayonet, an initiative aimed at identifying and eliminating elements of the NVA operating in the region. The 1st Battalion, 7th Cavalry Regiment, under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Hal Moore, was tasked with conducting a search-and-destroy mission in the area. The Battle of Landing Zone X-Ray commenced on November 14, 1965, when U.S. forces were airdropped into a clearing in the midst of the valley. Shortly after their deployment, they found themselves encircled and under attack by a substantial NVA force. Over the following days, fierce combat ensued. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the American troops exhibited exceptional courage and resilience, leveraging air support and artillery to hold their ground and inflict significant losses upon the NVA. The intensity of the fighting and the bravery of the soldiers in X-Ray were emblematic of the challenges faced in the unforgiving terrain of Vietnam. The battle became an example of close-quarters combat, where both sides fiercely contested ground while enduring heavy casualties. On November 17, 1965, the Battle of Landing Zone Albany unfolded as the 2nd Battalion, 7th Cavalry Regiment was dispatched to reinforce the troops engaged in X-Ray. However, they themselves were ambushed by NVA forces upon arrival in Albany. The ensuing battle was another brutal confrontation, testing the mettle of the American soldiers as they fought to overcome the well-prepared enemy assault. Throughout the clashes at Ia Drang, the U.S. forces demonstrated remarkable adaptability and resilience, relying on the effective use of air support, especially helicopters for troop transportation and medical evacuations, to sustain their operations amidst the challenging conditions. The strategic outcome of the battles at Ia Drang was considered a victory for the U.S. forces. They successfully repelled the NVA attacks, inflicted substantial casualties, and showcased the effectiveness of air mobility and coordinated arms tactics. However, the battle also underscored the determination and tenacity of the North Vietnamese Army, signaling that the Vietnam conflict would be protracted and arduous for both sides. The Battle of Ia Drang holds a significant place in military history, serving as a subject of extensive analysis and study within military circles. Its impact on tactics, strategy, and subsequent operations in the Vietnam War was profound, influencing future approaches and underscoring the complexities inherent in modern warfare.